Hey guys, I think I'm live. Yes. It is really late, you guys. I am super late tonight. Hi Phil, hi Kathy, how are you guys? Hi Kimberly, hi Beth. Hi Nancy V. Hi Roseanne. Yes, you did make it. We're doing peaceful pinning at night. Hi Kathy. Hi Louise. Louise said hello. Our Michaels has fabric. It just came in. That's awesome. Me and Tammy were just talking about that a little while ago before she left tonight. Wondering what was going on with the Michaels, because a couple of you have said you've seen it and then a bunch of others of you have said you haven't. Hi Robin. Robin said, hi Stacy, I've been waiting. I'm sorry I made you wait so long today. Beth said, it's perfect, just finished dinner. Well, that works out. Hi Nancy T. Hi Sylvia. Hi Kat. Louise said 2 weeks ago, 2 aisles. 2 aisles? And it was like fabric off the bolt? Hi Rosie. Alice said, hello, I can't believe I caught you. I'm so glad that you did. Maybe the later time is working for some of you guys. Hi Deborah. Hi Diane. Hi Michelle. You guys, I'm gonna do the Dresden egg today. I have been promising you for like at least a week, I think, that I would do this, and I'm like, today's my last chance because Easter is this weekend. I mean, it's not my last chance. I can do an Easter egg after Easter, I guess, but it's the last chance before Easter. But you know what? I was hoping to get a practice in because it's been a very long time since I made this pattern and I did not get a practice in. So this is the practice, you guys. This is the practice. I hope it works. Hi Heather. Hi Susan. Hi Robbie. Louise said buy the yard. That's exciting. I need to go check out the Michaels that's closest to me, which is not close, but I need to take a little short road trip. Becky said, hey y'all from Texas. Hey Patty. Robin said these peaceful pinnings are worth the wait. Thank you so much, Robin. I really appreciate you saying that. Thank you. Hi Sally. Denise said, hi all, I've been waiting. Hi Denise. Hi Carol. Carol said, happy peaceful pinning number 95. Oh, live chat. Thank you, thank you. I forgot. Switch to live chat, guys, if you want to make sure you see everyone. Georgianne, if I missed you, I'm sorry. Cynthia said, hello, it's raining again, but the snow is melting. That's good news. It just rained for like a second here. It looks like it's going to rain again. I realized I forgot something from the shop, so I ran back down, and right when I was down there, and here I am running, already running late, I was like, oh no, I forgot this thing. So I ran down there, and while I was down there, one of the showers came through, and I had to wait. Like, you know what? I'm late. There's nothing I can do about it, so I guess I better calm down. Belinda, I am so glad to see you. I just saw your comment like in passing I think it was yesterday's replay, and I was thinking I haven't seen you on a live in a while, so I'm really glad to see you here. Hi Peggy, hi Nancy K. Okay, I'll try not to get too far behind you guys, but I better start, right? I did pre-mark my eggs, so that'll give us a decent start. And then we got this as a little free sample in our latest box from Moda. When we are ordering from them actively, they'll send us a little box with some samples. We can always tell when we haven't ordered enough from them because we don't get our box, but we got our box this last time. So there's all these little 2-inch squares, and we don't use 2-inch squares a whole lot, but we do use them in the Dresden egg, so these are perfect. And it looks like I do have at least 32 of them, and I think I need 32 for this. But I also, you guys, I need to pull the pattern up on my iPad because I 100% do not remember how to make this pattern. So, oh, I just went to the wrong spot. There's no way I can remember how to do this by my memory. We did this originally in March 2021, so it's been a while. And I'm going to open up the ebook and follow the ebook right here with you guys because I want to make it right. Hopefully I will. A little while ago, I had this up on my desktop and I did pre-mark the egg so I can skip all this part. For those of you guys who have this pattern, if you've been in the club a while, we have a printable template that you can use to mark a plain egg if you don't have one with lines. And also the directions show you how you can adapt that and make your own template to any size egg. So you don't have to have this exact size egg if you don't have it. Okay, there we go. Oh wow, you guys, I'm already way behind in the comments. Nancy T said, I'll need to check out the Michaels near me after Easter. Sylvia said, fighting with large egg, always have such a hard time getting the egg marked. I know. You know what? Eggs are weird for me too. Is like I have a hard time holding them. When you're used to just the round shape, the egg is weird. A lot of the other shapes feel weird when you're used to just the round. Sally said, I was sad when I received an email this morning about the tins. When I received an email this morning about the tins. What email did you get today about the tins, Sally? I don't think, did I say anything? Did I send an email? I'm trying to think. I'm like, did somebody else send an email? Let me know what you mean. Beth said, I was afraid I missed it, stuck in traffic for an hour, flooded roads. Oh man. Well, you didn't miss us, but I am sorry to hear that you were stuck in traffic like that. Lynn said, first time in and excited to see your pretty crafts. Happy Easter. Thank you, Lynn, and happy Easter to you too. I'm so excited that you're here. I am a little slow sometimes on these lives, so hopefully you will be patient because I feel like I'm already on a slow start. I haven't even started yet. Christy said, I was wondering if I had missed it. Hi, all. Hi, Christy. Tammy said, don't forget the thumbs up. Thank you, Tammy. And hi. Denise said, I love these peaceful paintings. Thank you, Denise. I love them too. Belinda said, we got the fire engines out collecting for Good Friday appeal this morning. We run this appeal every Easter for childhood cancer. Well, that is really cool. Heather said, Becky, what part of Texas? I'm in Houston. Michelle said, will you have one on Monday? A peaceful painting? I do plan to, yes. By the way, you guys, thank you for your warm welcome to Sarah yesterday and Kennedy from last week. It's been really nice having them jump in midway through the week. And I ended up taking off yesterday and doing gardening and stuff, so that was really, really nice. But I did miss you guys, so I'm excited to be back doing this with you again today. When I'm not doing it, I'm sad, but it's nice to have the break too, as far as like a break from work. Okay, I gotta follow the ebook really good here. And I think I'm gonna go random, but I wanna make sure I don't double up on these. Aren't these cute, you guys? I wanna make sure I don't double up. Look at that bow tie. Where was it? I think that was not the same one that I saw a second ago. I wanna make sure I use that little bow tie that I saw. It was in here somewhere. There it is. That is adorable. Maybe I should think about this a little bit before I just start. I definitely want to use that. And it looks like we got 2 of each piece, each color piece, which will work out nicely since we have 2 sides. I'm going to pick out all my favorite ones. Oh, but look, we don't have 2 of all of them. Oh, how cute is that? I love this yellow too. I think if I at least try to like, even if they don't match perfect, if I at least try to follow the same color scheme, that'll be good. Oh, that's cute too. A green gingham, green bow ties. We have 2 green bow ties. maybe we'll do that and that. Oh, there's some repeats now further down. Oh, that's so cute too. So cute. I love these. We'll do another peach over here. Actually, let's do this peach with the blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many are on each side? Let's start there. I think there's 16 on each side. So we'll need another yellow. I thought I was getting ahead, you guys, by marking the egg before I started. Clearly I was not very ahead, am I? I don't really know if I want to bring in too much of the blue dominant pieces. I think I want to stick with kind of the green, yellow, and coral colors. So I can maybe leave these off to the side. I might not have a choice if I don't have enough pieces. Okay. Oh, Sally, I see your comment now. You received an email with a refund. Oh no. An email with a whole refund of like, so we didn't have the tins? That's strange. Are you sure it wasn't a refund of just an overage of shipping? I'm gonna have to double check on that for you, Sally, because we have more tins. We just have to like put more together. So I would have thought that somebody would have done that rather than send you an email with a refund. So I will check on that for you, Sally. Tammy said I missed the beginning as an 8-lined egg. Kind of, Tammy. So you only need 4 of the lines. So I just basically darkened 4 of them that are crisscrossing each other. And then there was another line marking with this little template that comes with this pattern. And that's from top to bottom. And you just mark out these little segments. And that's going to help me with the placement of all those little squares as I'm working my way around. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I might have to add in some of those little blue pieces because I don't think we have enough. I think we need 16 on each side. Good thing I counted though, because we need to space them evenly. All right, I'll add a few more in if I have to. I may as well start with the blue, right? Belinda said we go back to wintertime on Sunday, so hopefully next time we'll be able to catch you more often. Or next week I'll be able to catch you more often. I hope so, Belinda. Sally said, oh yes, I really like this pattern. I'm so glad. Suzanne said, hi everyone, here at the beginning, so cool. That's great, Suzanne. It's taken me a good 15 minutes just to get the first piece of fabric on. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Anna. Anna said, I just finished that one today. Oh, how awesome. Hey, Leslie. Tammy said, she's not slow, she's very informative. That's one way to look at it. Becky said, Heather, Cleveland, 50 miles from you. Hey, neighbor. Hi, Dana. Heather said, I was born in Cleveland, Ohio. Here's where that couple of extra minutes to mark the egg really helps, because as you're putting these pieces on, you can just kind of carry them right around in line with all those little segments. We'll do kind of thinking one of those mixed floral pieces next. Christy said, don't forget that Monday is Natural Tartan Day. I'm working on my tartan ornaments to put. Oh, yeah, we were going to do an angel, and I did forget. Maybe I can still make that happen. I just have to find the right fabric for an angel idea, or for something at least, even if it's not an angel. I need to try to bring these pieces back to the middle because I already sort of went over my line, and I want to fix that. Debbie said, I got my OG order today of my little tins. Damaged in shipment. Were shipped in a plastic envelope. I would suggest to mail them in a box. They were sent in an envelope? One whole plastic bag sleeve was smashed and cannot unscrew the lids. Debbie, will you send us an email? We will send a replacement. I am sorry that that happened. Tammy said, Sarah did a great job, and I was stunned that I had never thought to glue my trim on a kimikomi. So what were you doing, Tammy, to put it on? Were you like pinning it on? Yeah, Debbie, please send us an email. Rita said, hooray, I finally made another live chat. I'm usually late to the party, but I watch anyway. I am glad you're here, Rita. Debbie said Sarah did a good job yesterday. Thank you. I thought she did too, especially for her first one. It's a little scary to do these. And she seemed like a natural. She didn't seem scared at all. Tammy said that stripe is really pretty too. I know you're talking about the fabrics from 5 minutes ago when I had them all laid out. Yeah, the stripes are pretty. Louise said, Christy, what pattern are you using for the tartans? Got my material. Kathy said, hello, can't wait to see this one. Hi, Kathy. Belinda said, this is the first egg video for me. Awesome. This one is I like this one. You can really be scrappy with this particular pattern. As you can see, you can use all different fabrics, or you could choose to do like a couple of fabrics and alternate them. Sally said, okay, thank you so much, Stacey, and you're the best. This is why I love OG. Thank you, Sally. We really have to get on getting the rest of our tins ready and listed for sure. Tony said, hey, hello everyone, happy Thursday. Hi, Tony. Hi, Kate. Kate said, hello everyone. I want to wish everyone a blessed Easter. He is risen. A very blessed Easter to you as well, Kate. And thank you. Tammy said, thank you. I want to make this one, and I bought the pattern, and I have one cut, but I think I'll watch while I finish my Easter blossom today, and I'll make it while I'm on vacation next week. That's a good idea. Tammy, this is a good one for vacation. You know why? It's pretty simple. I feel like the Easter blossom's a little bit harder than this one. At least from what I can remember, because it's been a few years. But this whole part is very simple. The ruffle also. The next fold is ruffling. So it's just, there's nothing really complicated about this one. Marge said, hi, I got my order of 2 pounds of pins from Wawak today. Well, that is a fun day. Lots of pinning ahead for you. Hey, Brian. Sylvia said, I found the perfect trim, so now I'm a happy camper, finessing the large egg. That's awesome. I really like this fabric. That's so cute. Kathy said, what pattern is this, please? This is the Dresden egg, and it was a club pattern 5 years ago, back in 2021. Uh-oh, I hear some barking. Christy said, Louise, one of my own patterns. Oh, for what you're going to make with your tartan fabric? Louise said, I have this pattern, but I have yet to make it. Had to get the eggs, and we'll have to give it a try tomorrow. Hopefully after you see this one, you'll be inspired to make it. Oh, I have 2 of these in here, so I should use one now. Actually, they're slightly different. They have a slightly different background color, but that's okay. They're still pretty close, so I should spread them out. Yes, the Dresden egg. Nancy answered. Patty said, Kate, he is risen indeed. Kathy said, thank you, Nancy. I appreciate it. Deborah said, I'm so sorry, but what pattern is this again? My son is here talking, and I missed what you said. It's the Dresden egg. And I think it's in the title too, you guys, if you forget. Because I know that name's a little bit different. But this was a club pattern. So it's only available as far as purchasing to club members. I know a lot of you guys are. And many of you probably were club members back in March 2021 when this came out. So you may already have it in your library. Oops, I came undone at the bottom. I'm definitely going to have to cover up the center with something because I've left myself a pretty wide gap. I'll try to fill it in a little bit on the way back down. This is a really good one if you have lots of scraps. And maybe not necessarily like lots of pieces of one kind of scrap. They're all different. Debbie said, thanks, Stacy. I will send an email. Thank you. Yeah, Debbie, we will definitely replace those. And I am so sorry that that happened. That really is a bummer. Tammy said, I was trying to pin and tuck the trim. Oh, I gotcha. My tins arrived today, no detour. They were in a box. So excited to get to organizing. I'm glad that yours got there safely. They definitely shouldn't have gone in an envelope. Christy said, Deborah, Stacy always puts the name of the pattern in the title. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had just said that. I thought I did. I have forgotten a couple of times, so definitely I have messed that up once or twice. But I tried to remember to do that. Debbie said, oops. Tony said, yes, Sarah did do a great job yesterday. Thank you, Tony. I will make sure that I let her know that you guys said so. Debbie said the fabrics look vintage and soft colors will be a pretty egg. They do have kind of a vintagey vibe, don't they? They are like going into coral territory more so than pink, because I was actually trying to put my the pink fairy frost with it that Patty sent me, but it wasn't really working because this is more coral. But I do have some coral pearls that look like they will be perfect. So I think those are going to end up happening on this egg. I think we'll go with yellow. Deborah said, oh, thank you, Christy. I see in the title, still struggling with trying to listen with my son and husband talking. Becky said he is, oh, I skipped a few. I'm sorry, you guys. Let me back up. Debbie said, what size of egg and how many lines? This is the 4-inch egg. It's the large size in our shop. And I started with an 8-line egg, but you actually only need 4. You only need half of the amount of lines. So I just outlined 4 of them, ignoring the other 4. You could also start with a plain egg. If you have this pattern, it shows how to mark your own lines with any size egg. Or you can use the template for the egg, the large egg that we have in the shop. And it comes with that. It comes with this template. You guys, I'm sorry about the dog barking in the background. They're not even doing the howl. Vigo's just barking. I can hear him yipping away in there. I don't know what he's barking at. Yeah, this is pretty cute. Good use for these little fabric samples. Becky said he is risen indeed. Rebecca said, hello, everyone. Hi, Rebecca. Deborah said, thank you, Christy. I see it in the title. Oh, did I read that one already? I thought I did. Maybe, I think I read yours and then skipped back up. Kat said, yes, happy Easter. Jesus beat the devil with a big ugly stick. Tammy said, I told Joe, the hubby, that I needed pins last week. He said he'd order them for me. He ordered me 10 pounds so I'd have plenty. I think I'm good for a while, probably a year. Maybe, Tammy, but you make a lot of ornaments. So you might go through those in less than a year. Becky said, hi, puppies. Marge said, what's the name of the fabric line that you're using? And also, are those 2-inch squares? So pretty. Thank you. They are 2-inch squares. What did I do with the little... Oh, here it is. It's Moda Handmade Sweetness by Heather Briggs of My So Quilty Life. Can you guys read that? So this must be an upcoming line. Maybe it's out for order now because we got a sample in our latest promotional box from Moda. So I'm not sure if it's in quilt shops yet or maybe it just hit quilt shops. I'm not sure. Leslie said, what size egg are you using? It's the 4-inch egg. Is that a large egg? Yes, the 4-inch egg, and it's we've got it labeled large 4-inch in the shop. You could use a plain one and then follow the templates that are provided with the pattern to mark your own lines, or you could even start with the 8-lined egg, which is this size. It's the correct size, and just outline 2 sets of them so that you have divided it into quarters like I did here. My pen actually was not that great right here, but I marked this one and then I marked this one. Beth said 10 pounds of pins. Wow. I know, right? Debbie said, what are the sizes of the fabric that you're folding into triangles? They are 2 inches. Debbie said, sorry, I missed the very beginning. That's okay. Please ask all the questions. I am happy to answer them. Because you know what? You're not the only one that will have missed the very beginning, Debbie. Becky said, Stacy, one of the crocheted flowers for the middle. I was torn, Becky. That might be what I end up picking, and I've got those right here. But you know what else I have? The little butterflies like we put on the original one way back in the day with like the pearl beads. So I don't know. We might have to play with that. The crochet flower would be perfect too. It's almost like they're all perfect. Which one do we do? Sherry said, hello, a little late. I just finished recanning a chair. Am I saying that word right? Recanning? What does that mean? Robin said, where are you putting the pins? You mean when I'm pinning each piece on? I will show you. Let me decide which piece I want to put on here next. I think I want to do... trying to space those florals out. And we've got a couple more to go. So I'm pinning at the right and then folding over top of the pin. Is that what your question meant, Robin? So here I'm like holding it kind of out opposite of where I know it's going to end up going and then folding it down on top. And then pinning at the bottom to hold it. Brian said, I got a pound of pins from Wawak yesterday and some foam balls. I made my first Radiance ornament also. It turned out great. That is exciting, Brian. So I'm going to unpin my first couple here very carefully. I'm even going to put another placeholder right there just to help hold it. But I want to let my next couple of pieces, my last few pieces, go up underneath. So I'm being real careful here because I don't want to pull those out of place. And we're going to tuck the edges up under. Did I pick the right amount of fabric? I think I did. We'll do this one next and we'll see where we're at. I think I might have had one extra. Tammy said, I wonder if the box got damaged in shipment and the post office transferred them to an envelope. I've had that happen with other things before. Yeah, I'm not sure. That really threw me for a loop. And I don't know, like if it was, maybe somebody put it in an envelope if it was just one set of them. I'm not sure. Definitely probably not the best idea if we did it. And I'll find out on Monday because everybody's out now for the rest of the week. But either way, we will definitely send a replacement. Yeah, that was my last piece. So I had one extra, and that's okay. I think that was my last piece, yeah. A crochet flower might be the necessity here because I've got a big old hole in the middle. Let me move this guy down just a touch. Yeah, like I said, you guys, I was hoping to get a practice in before I did this on the live because it has been so long. And this is the practice. I did not get my practice in, so we're going to see all the hardships here real time. I think I might give this coral piece a little extra holder pin. Maybe another extra holder pin. There we go. A little bit of fancy finagling there, but we made it happen. Yeah, so crochet flower. We could do that with one of those coral beads on top. That'd be really cute. Definitely fits the vibe. I am behind again. Sorry, guys. Belinda said this looks amazing. This is looking amazing. Thanks, Belinda. So far, so good. Debbie said those coral pearls are perfect. Wow, I am behind. I'm sorry, you guys. Georgianne said, good afternoon, everyone. Hi, Georgianne. Martha. Hi, Martha. I'm glad to see you here. Tammy said the fabric reminds me of my Easter dresses as a child. It does have that kind of vibe, doesn't it? Okay, I stopped following the ebook for a minute, so I think I trim. I'm pretty sure I trim. Yes, we trim. You guys, I've still been cleaning up glitter from this place. From what day was that? Monday, Tuesday that we did the glitter ornament? I think it was Monday. Becky said those crystals are perfect. I think you meant the pearls, right? Dana said, hey, Stacey, I looked online for quilts made from dog hankies. They had some very cute ideas for triangular pieces. I forgot to look. I need to do that. I have to look. Pat said, I like how you're making that ornament in the spring colors. At first, I thought you were using the flutter fold. That's become a favorite. I know, and it does have that vibe, doesn't it? Because they look like the same kind of thing once it's done. But the nice thing about this is that you can use all those separate pieces of fabric. So that's what's kind of cool about that. The flutter fold is really nice with those bigger squares, though, because you can cover a lot of ground really quick, especially if you're doing all one color or just a few colors. That's perfect for that. But here, if you got lots of these little pieces and want to mix in lots of colors, this is a good way to go. Martha said, this is lovely. I like your fabric choices. Moda fabrics feel great in my hand. They do. They are nice. I agree with you. Becky said, Stacey, one of each. Phil said the Moda Mini Charm Packs are 2.5 inches. Are these 2.5? Let me look. It is 2.5. You're right, Phil. Thank you for that. Well, you guys, that is so funny. Let's see. The fabric or the pattern, this original pattern calls for 2-inch squares. So you can get away with 2 inches, I guess. And clearly you can get away with 2.5 inches. Thank you, Phil. Tammy said, so the center is pinned similar to the center of the full Victoria, it looks like. It is. It's very similar. Yep. It is this layer is the same as that. It's that same type of fold. The only, like, this pattern goes on in a different way with the ruffle. Christy said shabby fabrics will have the fabric in September. I didn't see the 2-inch size. You guys, I am so sorry about that. I said 2 inches, but it's 2.5. Robin said, thanks, Stacy. Nancy said you could use both the crochet daisy and the butterfly. That is true. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and begin side 2, and we're going to come back to side 1 to do the ruffle fold. But we're going to do this same thing on this side first. Linda said, are you sure that they are not 2.5? Nope, I'm not. Karen said, hello, I've been watching several peaceful pinnings, just being quiet. I love making the ornaments. Karen, I am happy to have you here and happy that you decided to say hi. Debbie said, I ordered 7 sets of the little tins. And wow. So 7 sets of the tins and they came in an envelope? Gosh, now I am wondering if what Tammy said earlier was true, that they got reboxed, like repackaged by the post office, because I did, yeah, that's a strange one to me. Debbie, do you mind when you send in an email, will you send us a picture of the packaging? I want to look at it and make sure that it's our packaging and that maybe it didn't get repackaged by the post office. And then we will still replace the ones that are damaged, of course, no matter what. You know what? I'm not going to do that print because we just did that print. Hi, Jenny. Haven't seen you in a while. Robin said usually the post office would have a message attached to it. Yeah, I'm wondering. Tammy said, Debbie, I ordered 3 sets, so I'd have a dozen. Yeah, if you could attach a photo for us. Jenny said it looks very pretty. Thank you, Jenny. I'm happy to see you here. Sherry said it's an old cane bottom chair that needed a new seat put in. Cane is from a reed that you can weave baskets and chair seats with. Wow. Well, that's cool. Kat said I made some micro porcelain clay and made a little rose petal by petal to add to Rosie Angel when I get her. Aw, that's neat. I hope I can incorporate the rose. I would love to see that, Kat, when you're all done. Ginny said, what fabric are you working with? They were little mini charm pack, apparently is what it's called, called Handmade Sweetness. It's by Moda, and they are 2.5 inches, not 2 inches, as I erroneously said in the beginning. Oh, look, guys, I made those two match, but I didn't do it on purpose. Which you can do with this pattern if you want to, like if you have the same fabrics for both the front and the back, you could make them match each other as you went around, but you don't have to. It'll look cute even if you don't, because there's going to be a ruffle divider. Hey, Carmen. Robin said, I found a ribbon at Hobby Lobby with layered beige flowers attached to the ribbon so you can pin using the ribbon. That's neat. Tony said that is so pretty. I love it. Thank you, Tony. Nancy said pretty already. Thanks, Nancy. Becky said I've got the Easter Parade song going in my head. It's definitely got a scrappy vibe with all the different fabrics, but oops, I'm way off center here. But I like it, and I feel like with these soft colors it works. You guys know me anyway. I tend to go for the scrappy look anyway. Alice said this is really beautiful. I love the crocheted flower for the center. I'm definitely going to try this one when I get home. That's awesome, Alice. Belinda said I agree. Alice said a lint roller is my best friend when it comes to glitter. You know what? That is a pretty good idea. I don't have one. I need to get one. I have a lot of this print, so I need to make sure I space it out. I think maybe I'll do this guy. Yeah, we'll do this one next. I gotta space them out, or I'm gonna wind up with the last 4 pieces all being the same print. Tammy said, I got my first So What kit today. It's a pot holder trivet that looks like a basic star pattern now to hook up my sewing machine. That's neat. I've seen those pot holders with that star. And since I'm learning to sew, I want one too. You guys, we have a die cutter. I think I told you guys about this. It's been kind of shelved for a while because it's a big heavy thing. But we have a die for both the Elements pattern, the one that Sarah did yesterday, and then also just the regular 6-panel Kimikomi. And since we've been cleaning out down there, Tammy and her sister Sherry made a whole bunch of room, and they got a cart and they got the die cutter out, and it's like, it's on a usable workspace. It's wonderful. And today they started running some fabric through it for the first time in a couple of years. And it was exciting because I'm thinking we're going to be able to start having some more of those Moonlight mini kits and Elements kits in the shop with the pre-cut fabric like Sarah did yesterday. Those are kind of a pain to cut, especially the swirl ones, because you're cutting on a curve. It's not like you can just easily use a rotary cutter. Anyway, the point being, Tammy was saying today that she needed that we needed to get a cover for it so that it stays nice since it's out of the box and on the table. And I was like, maybe I can make one. I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't even know how to use the sewing machine yet. But I'm like, maybe I can make one. I suppose we'll see. But a pot holder with the basic star sounds pretty fun too. Tammy said it looked like a mini charm pack. I was buying them for the Twisted Snow Globe pattern. Nancy K said, I haven't done this pattern in a while. I'm going to do one tomorrow. Oh, good. That makes me happy to hear. That's really cute. Debbie said, Stacy, you do amazing with ornament patterns that you haven't done in a while. I love to watch this daily. I am still amazed. Debbie, thank you so much. That's really sweet of you to say. I'm not done yet, so don't give me too much credit at this point. We'll see how it winds up in the end. Thank goodness for the ebooks. Becky said, welcome, Kate. Debbie said, no message attached to the plastic envelope regarding the shipping. That's another thing, is the plastic envelope is throwing me off too. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing seeing your pictures, just to kind of, I don't know, to kind of determine, I don't know, maybe what happened. I think maybe I must have accidentally not divided these between my two piles, since I have two of the same here, and I hadn't done that at all. So Jenny said, I seem to be very busy lately. Good to see you. I am glad to see you too, Jenny. Just trying to find my spot because it jumped on me again. Debbie said, may have to run to the basement. Tornado warning. So windy, 50 miles per hour, ugly. Yikes, Debbie. That's terrifying. Deborah said, my tins came in the typical OG box, but then I also had Rosie in there and some foam. I was so excited to see the tins. Can't wait to organize them. I'm so glad to hear that. I will be doing the same this weekend. I got my magnet board up on the wall today, so hoping to put some beads and things up in some tins on the wall. More of them on the wall. Not my OG stuff so much, because I'm trying to keep that right here beside me, as much as it'll fit anyway. But I have my regular, like my jewelry making beads and stuff that I'm going to put up on the wall. So they're out of my way, but accessible. But I'm definitely using the OG tins for those. Jenny said, I use a lint roller daily when I'm sewing. I might have to invest in a lint roller, you guys. Since I'm going to, and an iron. All the things I haven't owned. I think my baby iron is only going to get me so far. Perfect for these, but not going to be perfect for larger pieces of fabric. I need a blue. We need to even this out a little bit. Martha said, I don't think I'm ready to try this one yet, but it's just fascinating to watch the assembly. Sweetness. I think I might be making it look more difficult than it actually is, Martha. Tammy said, yay, I loved those kits. You're talking about the Kimikomi ones, right? Yeah, they're pretty excited about being able to start doing those again. And it's a nice die cutter. It's like a heavy duty nice die cutter, and it does a really good job. And we had the 2 dies specially made just for those pieces, and we want to do them for other things that we have too and get some more of the dies made. So I feel like now that we have it out, it's unearthed from all the stuff down there. I think it's really going to be fun. Alice said, I've been through at least 3 lint rollers since I started pinning. Very helpful when picking up threads and tiny scraps, and of course glitter. Yeah, I like that. I need one for like beside my photography table actually, because like I'm constantly picking little things off before I take pictures of the ornaments. I don't know why I haven't ever gotten one before. Sometimes I'll use like tape, you know, but it would be so much easier with a roller. Nancy K said, I use a lint roller and a mini vacuum to clean my table with. They make the cleanup quick. I just love these little roses. I love all of it. This is really cute fabric. Better throw in the yellow now too. Brenda said, I'm so excited. I love those kits. Yay, I'm so excited too, Brenda. Especially if we have Sarah doing more of these Kimikomi style ornaments when she goes live. Because honestly, the thing that I hate the most about doing that type of ornament is cutting out the fabric. I don't enjoy it at all. DMC. I haven't seen you in a while. DMC. Do I have you? Dolores. We haven't seen you in a bit. How are you? Beth said mini kits would be awesome. Peggy said you can do it, Stacy. Dream big. Sally said, oh yay, I would love to be able to purchase the Kimikomi kits. I am happy to hear that, you guys. It's really nice because the pieces are cut perfect and they were designed to fit with those patterns. So it really does make it nice, I think. Unless you love cutting fabric, and that's fine too. I like cutting fabric, but I don't like cutting fabric for those. I think it's time for a darker coral piece. I think this is working out considering I didn't have much of a plan when I started. I do have maybe the problem of too many of these colors all left, but I think it'll be okay. We only have a couple more to go. I was trying to space them out really even. Louise said that would be awesome. Georgianne said, and it just jumped on me. Let me scroll back up. Where'd it go? Oh, Georgianne said, you can do it, Stacy. I taught myself to quilt 8 years ago by watching YouTube videos. That's what I've been watching so far, Georgianne. And I'm hoping that this weekend I can spend some time on that machine and also the embroidery part. I'm very excited. Nancy K said, watching these gets me motivated to do something that I may not have done in a while. Nancy, that is exactly what I'm hoping that it'll do. So thank you for saying that. I'm so glad. Kate said, I have a gnat flying around again, you guys. I hate when a gnat gets in here. Kate said, where can I find the little containers like what you keep your beads, etc. in? So we have the little bowls. We don't have them. I have a bunch of little gold bowls that Tammy found for me on Amazon. I think if you just do like a search for like mini gold bowls, mini brass bowls, maybe not necessarily gold, because I think they have like silver also, rose gold, stuff like that. What was the ones called that she sent me a link to? It was something funny like Buddha bowls or something, like some kind of new age, I don't know, whatever, some kind of thing. So, but that was a search term, so I guess maybe you can find it like that. And then the little tins, of course, is what we had in the shop, but they're gone right now, but hopefully in another week or so we'll have them relisted. I think I'm going to save this for the last piece, and I definitely want to use that beautiful little scrap. Tammy said, so far it looks a lot less intimidating than I expected. I am glad. I feel like I might be making it look harder than it really is. But it really isn't too bad. And as you can see, you guys, it's pretty forgiving too. Plan to use something in the middle to cover up the messiness. I don't think it's possible to get the center absolutely perfect because we just, stuck basically 16 pieces of fabric all coming out of the middle. There's no way you're going to get that perfect, but you're going to want to embellish the middle anyway. So it's definitely not anything to get hung up on. The hardest part is this tucking at the very end, and it's not hard, just takes a second. I love that. We have just one more, so I think this is the one I want to use. That's cute too, but I like this. More color. Martha said, you can make anything on your sewing machine. Just start and don't take it seriously. Watch lots of YouTubes, and there are lots of us here online. Lots of us here for online sewing advice and support. Thank you. I will take your advice. It's funny because today when they were playing with that machine down there, the first run through, they put the fabric opposite, and so the pieces were backwards. I think Sarah did that when she cut one of her pieces yesterday too. It's an easy thing to do. But they had all these pieces that we can't use for a kit because they were backwards. And on a swirl, that would mean that they'd be upside down on the ornament to make it fit the swirl. But I took them because I thought I could practice sewing around the edges of them to practice curving on the sewing machine. So I'm going to practice on pre-cut ornament pieces to practice my curving on the sewing machine. I'm going to give this one a helper pin just like I did on the first side. I've got a little bump. I don't want that bump. There we go. Almost, almost. we go. Not too bad. Not too bad. We'll do a trim. Kate said, I mean in the secret store or the supply shop. Okay, yeah. All we have is those little tins. Those are the only containers that we have. But then, yeah, again, they're sold out right now. But we're working on getting more added, and so it'll be like a week or so, I think, before we have them back. Nancy, and they are great. And I stuck magnets on the back so that I could put them on a magnet board. And I've got a magnet board right beside me because it was starting to take over my table. But because they have the screw top, it's really nice. You don't have to worry about anything like coming undone and falling out. But if you don't put magnets, they stack really nice. So that's another thing that you could do. Cynthia said some fabric companies call these chips instead of mini charms. I'm so glad to find a new use for the ones that I have kicking around. I like that. Chips, that's cute. 2.5 inches though, not 2 inches, guys. Dana said, Debbie, I hope everything is okay. Been through many mornings. Oh, and Nancy's had said, stay safe, Debbie. I don't know if I read that or not. Definitely stay safe. You should take your phone down into your basement right now just to be on the safe side. Tammy said, yes, I had said something about them yesterday to Sarah. Peggy said a lint roller and an iron, a sewer's best friends. And yes, definitely a bigger iron. Yeah, that little one's not going to take me very far. Tammy said, I hate it when I take a picture and post it and then see the loose threads. Tammy, I'm telling you, I feel your pain. Loose threads, a dog hair. I mean, like, yeah. I hate that. I'll go through all the editing and not see it somehow, but then when I have it all finished, I see the thing that I missed. Melissa, hey. I got my pins. My mom hates when I start a new hyperfixation craft, but she requested an ornament. That's awesome. It jumped on me again. YouTube decides where it wants me to be. Kat said, Tammy, I agree with that. I get so mad at self that I didn't see loose strings before taking the picture. So frustrating. Marge said, Wowak has an awesome lint roller. It's like a mini paint roller. And then you can also buy the rolls. I think it's in a 12 in a box. That would be great for your shop. I will look. Where's my, oh, this is the one I want to use for my ruffle. Here's where I'm at with the ebook, you guys. This is the side 2, so it's a little bit more summarized since through side 1 it showed every single step. But here's where we are. Did I trim? Yes, I trimmed. And now it's time for the ruffle. Making sure I did everything, yes. Okay. First, though, we have to do marker pins. At the top, where's my tape measure? Here it is. So these marker pins, you guys, are just going to be like a guideline for me for creating my ruffle all the way around. And marker pins, as many of you guys know, are just, we just push them in halfway like that. That way they're easy to remove. We're going to be doing this. It's 3/4 inch down from the top because the top is taller than the rest of the egg, but then it's only an inch for the rest. And we don't need a ton of them, but the more marker pins that are around, the easier it'll be to follow with the ruffle. And I'm just picking spots. Denise said, a mini vacuum has been a game changer for me. It helps keep my sewing table and my machines clean and saves time too. You guys, there's so many things. There's so many things to buy. Belinda said, Melissa, that's so funny. Georgianne said, Missouri Star and Fat Quarter Shop have great videos. Okay, I will look. I think I follow both of those. Sylvia said, those soft colors are so pretty. They are, aren't they? I was just thinking to myself as I was sticking those marker pins in how I wish I had more of this fabric. Okay, we're we're ready to ruffle. I'm a dork. So in the original pattern, we actually did 2 different color ruffles, but I decided for this, I was going to do 2 layers of ruffles with the same fabric. So we'll see. We'll see how that decision works out. But I thought it might kind of look pretty. Beginning at the top. All right, guys, so we're doing the ruffle fold now. I don't know if I've done this with you guys yet on a live. You can really space ruffles as much as you want. Like you can make them as wide apart for each of these ruffles or as close together as you want, but do keep in mind whenever you do this that the more ruffles that you put in, the longer of a strip of fabric that you'll need to start with because you'll use more. And something else is you don't have to keep them perfect. Like if you want to be super perfect with your ruffles, you can measure so that they're all the same distance, but I kind of prefer for them to not look that perfect. Look, there's glitter in my pin bowl too. Charlene said, hey all, looks like I missed one today. We'll have to watch when I get home from work. Oh, Charlene, I'm sorry. Why did I say Shailene? I think I said Charlene. Dana said, there are so many ways to use those charm packs on these ornaments. I need to get more. The bigger charm packs are perfect for the Prairie Point pinwheels. I've got loads of them up in my hutch from samples that the rep has given us, and I just keep saving them, and I keep saying to myself I need to just make a whole bunch of those Prairie Point pinwheels. Georgianne said 95% of piecing a quilt top is sewing straight lines with a 1/4 inch seam, right, ladies? Sewing a straight line is hard when you're new. I figured that out. I thought, hey, I'll just try doing some easy lines and try out some of the stitches that my machine has. It was harder than I thought. And practice those straight lines and practicing some curved lines. It's going to be my focus for a little bit. Martha said, wow, this is so cool. Isn't that cute? I think I better space out my ruffles a little more. I might not have cut myself enough fabric. We'll go a little wider down here at the wider part of the egg, which I think will be fine because it is wider down here anyway, so I think it'll go with the vibe. Tammy said, are you doing finishing Friday tomorrow, or are you taking the day off? I was planning to do it. Because I have lots to finish, and I missed yesterday with you guys, so I was definitely wanting to do tomorrow. It's too far. We might be finishing this one tomorrow if I don't pick up the pace a little bit. Kat said you could always wash out and save the little bowls with the lids that restaurants give you when ordering extra sauce or sauce on the side. They work good for beads too. That's true. I do have some containers that, like, I also like to save those little containers that pins come in when you get like specialty pins, because the lids snap on, so that's pretty nice. And they're mostly clear. Maybe like a little frosting, or like, what's the words? Like not 100% clear, but at least you can see through them. Brian said the egg looks good. Thank you, Brian. That's so cute. Tammy said, we will miss you, but we wouldn't hold it against you. Thanks, Tammy. No, I plan to be here tomorrow. And we still have an email going out tomorrow too, because we have the Diamond Angel coming out tomorrow. But the orders won't be shipped tomorrow. Anybody who orders tomorrow, the order won't be shipped until Monday, but they will get shipped on Monday when everybody returns. Looks like we're going to make it on the fabric also. Good news. I should have started bringing the ruffles together a little closer over here, but that's okay. We're going to have one more layer of a ruffle. We'll do a couple little ones up here. That's funny, it's just kind of sitting because of the pins. So we can remove all these marker pins now. I'm looking at my ebook because I want to see in the ebook, does it have me go to side 2 first, or does it have me do the second ruffle here first? Oh, it's having me go to side 2. Okay, we will do so. Let me take a minute and try to catch up a little bit on these comments. Backing up. Sally said, that's really pretty, Stacey Ann. Thank you. Dolores said, yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you. Sometimes I can't find the chats. I'm glad you found us today. Peggy said, Georgianne, you are exactly right. Invest in a 1/4 inch foot and you'll be golden. I think mine has one. Tammy said, that's pretty fabric for the ruffle. You guys, this is that fabric I used last week with, remember I did one that had a pink rose fabric and then it had this fabric with it? Here it is. These fabrics together. And I also could not remember what we were doing with them, but our upcoming kit has it. So that's where those fabrics came from. At least this fabric, this green fabric came from there. But it seemed like a really good match to these the little mini charm pack that I had. Belinda said, what are you using to follow the video? Oh, about the chats. Lorette said, what beautiful fabric. Thank you, Lorette. Kat said, who was waiting for the egg references? Well, here they are. That is extra special, extraordinary, exceptional, extravagant. Thank you, Kat. Leslie said, how long is the strip that you're using? It was 20 inches. I started with 20 inches. But you saw how, nope, it's not that one. I had to cut off a few inches at the end. This is what I had left over. But if you can play with that measurement, because if you do more ruffles, you'll use more fabric. Nancy K said, I love the green ruffle. Thanks, Nancy. Michelle said, can you do the pinwheels on other foam shapes? I think you could technically do it on other shapes. It's just going to come out a little bit different. So if you had it on like a round ball, you're not going to have such a point. You're going to have more of a curve. You could do that. If you did it on like a heart, that would probably work pretty good because it's more flattened. I would say just pay attention to how flat that shape is. If the shape is more flat like a disc is, then you'll get more of the point that you see in the, where is it? I have one here. Oh, it's up there. You'll get more of that actual point, and then the more spread out the foam is, it's going to change the shape of that point. It would be certainly worth experimenting with. Belinda said, green, I love my green. That's a very clever way to decorate the eggs. Thanks, Belinda. Kimberly said, cat, perfect, elegantly said. Jerry said, hi, Stacy and OGs. I caught you at the end. So pretty. We're not quite at the end yet, Jerry. I have a few more ruffles to go, which means we're going to be here for a few more minutes. I will watch from the beginning later. I use a lint roller all the time, Jerry said. Okay, we're beginning at... Oh, I forgot the marker pins. Marker pins. The top one was different than all the others. So I see what one of the downsides of using this bigger fabric is I can't see as much of my line, and that's what I'm measuring from for these marker pins. So there's my line down in there. And it is kind of important that you do this because you want that ruffle. It's amazingly difficult to get that ruffle straight if you don't have something guiding you as you go, since we're going around a curve. Deborah said, I made the 2 cutie pies the other day, and I love this ruffle fold, and this ornament is beautiful. Thanks, Deborah. Oh, I did do the ruffle fold for the cutie pie. I forgot about that. Denise said, you could get a magnetic guide for your machine until you get used to it. Ah, okay. To help keep me in a straight line. I hope I will get used to it. I'm hoping it's a matter of practice. I had a pile. I've been cleaning out my closets and stuff over the last forever. I've been doing it forever. I just make it like a little bit at a time. But I've got like a donate pile going, sitting right inside my garage. And it kind of hit me that I needed to get back out there and check that pile. Where did my line go? Because there was a few things in there that I put in the donate pile because they had like maybe the hem, it was too long. Like the dress I'm wearing right now. Because it's too long of a dress and I'm tripping over it. And then I was like, no, I can hem it myself. Why am I looking at donating this? Where is my line? I can't see it. It's almost like there is no pen line there. Look, there's my line. There's no pen. Right here. Must have been a spot. Guys, measuring the wrong way. That must have been a spot where my pen was running out. Okay. Ready to ruffle. Marge said, I love the ruffle, waiting to see what you do with the raw edge. So it's going to be a band, but this pattern has 2 layers of ruffles. We just do 1 more ruffle offset from this first ruffle. And I had been thinking to myself, I wonder if I could get away with just 1 ruffle. It's been so long since I made this, and I was like, I wonder if I can just do 1 ruffle, especially because I use those bigger pieces of fabric. And I probably could have if I would have brought my marker pins out further. But we're definitely going to have to do 2 layers of ruffles with how I did the marker pins. Jerry said, is that a kit? No, it sure isn't. We released this, it was a kit with different fabrics back in March 2021, but yeah, that was a while ago. So these particular fabrics, no, I just thought it would be fun to do this before Easter, to do this pattern. But members, club members, this pattern is available for you guys to buy if you would prefer, if you would like to. You can go back and buy old patterns. Deborah said, use your 1/4 inch guide in your sewing machine and it will help with the straight line. I'm hoping to practice it this weekend. Like really focus on using that guide. I just ran a few stitches the other night and it was, I think it was right after I did a live with you guys and it was getting a little bit later. So I didn't do much and I was kind of rushing a little bit too. I just wanted to try it out. So hopefully I can spend some like time this weekend going slow. Jerry said, yes, Kimmy Comey for sure. Martha said, the more that you relax and sew stuff, the more you'll be emboldened. Soon you'll be a crazy quilt lady with the 50-year stash of fabric and a head full of dreams. Tammy said, this is so pretty. Thank you, Tammy. Peggy said, for sewing straight lines, they make tape with pre-marked lines. One red line in the center lined up with the needle and 2 black lines 1/4 inch on either side. I'll have to look for that. Leslie said, I use blue painter's tape. Cut a 6-inch strip, stack out of the roll and stick it to your machine 1/4 inch from the needle. It will keep you consistent. That's a good idea. Marge said, Martha, that is so true. I have 600 yards of fabric, been quilting for 30 years. The lady that I bought the machine from, she has like just stacks of it. Her whole, like, I guess what was the dining room is like her quilting area, and you have to walk around the stacks to get to where all her machines are because she has multiple of them, which is why she was selling the one that she sold me. And it's like she goes inside there and she's like inside her little cave of fabric. Night, Kate. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Cynthia said, my machine has a 1/4 inch stitch. I am good as I finish the quilt on the same machine. In kids' classes, we have lined paper and let them stitch on the lines. Old needle and no thread. Marge said, Martha, I'm going to be selling about 400 yards once it warms up, like a yard sale. No pun intended. I wish I could go visit that yard sale. Tammy said, I think cat is the ham to go along with the egg. Martha said, I love it. I found great yard sale quilting goodies. Good luck with it. You're nowhere near Niagara, New York, are you? I think you're probably asking Marge about that. Marge said, no, I'm in Minnesota. Am I finally getting close to caught up on the comments? Martha said, phew, my fabric cabinets, thank you. Kathy said, I'm a quilter. I think I could make a ruffle on my machine and pin it on. You totally could. You totally could make a ruffle and then just pin it on. This is the no-sew version of the ruffle. Oh, and Martha said, maybe not, you wouldn't want the stitches showing, right? I mean, if there's a way to do it without the stitches, but you know, the stitches could be really cute. Yes, a fabric fort. Exactly, Kat. Marge said, Stacy, could you make the band for the ruffle wider than the fold so that no raw edges and having one ruffle going around? The band for the ruffle. Yeah, I think you could, like making the band extra wide for sure. You could, these ruffles could be wider as well. You could start with a thicker piece of fabric. You can't go super, super wide with it. Like, I know that when Monica came up with this, she had tested some different widths and stuff. It starts to break down a little bit the wider you go, because then there'll be more fatness on the other side, but you certainly can go wider. This is where I was missing a marker pen, as you can see, and I'm already going off a little bit. I should have put a marker pen up here. I'm gonna try to bring it back. I was trying to avoid a point at the top, and I think I succeeded. And then, yeah, like I said a minute ago, the other thing that you could do here is you could measure out further from the center and have your first ruffle start a lot further back, so that you don't have, you know, you have more of the middle showing, and then you have less to cover here. But I'm just going to go ahead and start going with my next ruffle. I find the second layer a little bit easier because you can just follow along with the first ruffle. You don't have to worry about like the marker pins and stuff like that. And I'm going to come back about, let's see what the ebook says. The second ruffle says about 1/2 inch from the first, so I'm going to eyeball it. Thanks for the hearts, you guys. Peggy said it's called a diagonal seam tape. Don't ask me why if you want to sew straight lines. It doesn't make sense. Dana said, I'm using my mother's china cabinet as a storage area for my fabric. It used to be used as a pantry. I love that idea. And Dina, that's kind of what I've got going back here. I have an old hutch that was refurbished, and I've got that for storing all my, not all my fabric, but a lot of fabric is in there. And then I've got ribbon in the drawers behind me. Leslie said, talk about dreams. I have about 12 or 13 shoe boxes with partially completed quilts in them. I guess when I retire in 7 months, I will have a lot to do. You might be busier after you retire than before, but at least it'll be fun stuff. Sally said, I used to do wreaths. I'm going to have a craft crap yard sale this year. That's the kind of yard sale I would like to go to. I've been looking on Marketplace lately for beads, like bead stashes. And then, so of course, Facebook is showing me other crafty type stuff too. And I'm like, man, I better get myself off of here. Roseanne said, what time will the April Angel be released tomorrow? Roseanne, it's going to be just after 10 a.m. Eastern. I want to get off of pinning along the same lines as my first ruffle. I want to break this up a little. So I'll make this one a little closer. Christy said, for sewing the ruffle, couldn't you sew a tube and then do the ruffle fold? Oh, yeah, I bet you could. Becky said, Debbie, are you still with us? Debbie might be in the basement. Let us know, Debbie. Tammy said those center fabrics almost look like watercolors now. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? I sort of wish I would have left a little more of them showing. Definitely something to play with. But I do like the double ruffle. That's cute. In the original one that we did for the club kit way back in the day, we did 2 different colors of ruffles, which was also cute. But I like this. I like the one color too. It's pretty neat. It's kind of giving it like a little flowery vibe. Yes, Belinda. Belinda said lots of pins in this ornament. A lot of pins in this ornament. Let's see. Approximately 250 is what the pin count says on the supply list. You know, though, it kind of balances out to like some of our other ones, because some of our other patterns, because if you think about it, some of the other patterns, a lot of the other patterns have like per fold, per piece, have like 4, sometimes even 5 or 6 pins, depending on what the fold is. And all the first pieces of this on both sides all only had 2 pins each. So there's a lot in the ruffle, but there was less in the middle. So it does kind of balance out in a way. I know the basic star, like a 4-layer basic star, can be like 275 pins, which is more than what this one calls for. Martha said, Leslie, that's a dream retirement. Good for you. Happy quilting. Leslie said, a few years ago, I bought someone's fabric stash. I spent about $900 on $3,000 worth of fabric. I love finding a deal. I love treasure hunting and finding a deal. Plus, it's just fun to like get a stash of stuff to go through. Dana said, Sally, I just started doing wreaths, having a ball with it. Kat said, does anybody remember when it was popular to decorate straw brooms and wicker hats to hang up on doors and walls? I remember. My mom did that. Yes, Becky said, Stacy, are you pinning into the first ruffle? I am. I'm pinning probably halfway down the ruffle. So it's covering the raw edges and it's helping to hold down the ruffle. The first ruffle. And you could come out a little further if you wanted to. The goal is to hide those raw edges. It just kind of depends on how you want it to look. We're about to have to get a refill of pins, you guys. I'm almost out. Tony said, I love that ruffle fold. I think it's beautiful. I was a little intimidated about doing it, but when I made the blueberry pie, it was much easier than I thought it would be. I really didn't. Hang on, let me see if I see the rest of your comment. Oh, it made you delete some of it. You can put the rest at Tony and I'll read it when I see it. Yeah, it is. It's a little easier than it looks. And it also, you can see it's taken me a couple minutes, but it's not bad. I mean, it's a little bit time consuming, but really not terrible. It is a fun one. And you don't have to be perfect. Like, you don't have to measure and make all the ruffles perfect. You can see I'm totally not. Very forgiving fold. Rita said, beautiful ornament. Love the colors. Thank you, Rita. I was hoping I would get to the end of this ruffle before I had to get more pins, but I don't think it's going to happen. Debbie said, Becky, 60 to 70 miles per hour winds, quarter-size hail, and some downpours and lightning. I am okay. Thank you for checking in on me. Weather is crazy. Where are you at again, Debbie? Stay safe. That is very scary. Marge said, I would make a white ruffle like those eggs years ago that had frosting around the edge. That's a good idea, Marge. Lace would be cute around this too. Oh, one more pin. This is my chance to get the glitter out. Although it'll probably just make its way back in somehow. Nancy said, I'm glad to hear you're okay, Debbie. And Becky said, thankful that you're safe. Leslie said, I plan to have a ball when I retire. When you're doing what you love, it's not work. You guys, when you buy these boxes, there's always more pins hiding down underneath of these little flaps. So open it up and make sure you get all those pins out. We don't waste pins around here. Uh-oh. Howl. Howl. They're like, what's taking you so long? Marge said, Debbie, wow, stay safe. I was complaining about the sleet, rain, and snow that we're having today. It's been some crazy weather. Sally said, Dana, I enjoy making them, but when I try to sell them, people wanted them for next to nothing. It wouldn't even cover the supply costs. Yeah, you know, I hear that a lot with selling crafts. I think it's really common. It's the wrong people. You have to find the right people that are willing, that understand what the worth is, the work that you put in, and that are willing to pay. And not everyone is. You know, that's the sad truth. Not everyone is willing to pay for something that's handmade with a lot of work. But there are people that are willing to pay for that, that are looking for that. It's just a matter of finding those people. Definitely online has made that a little bit more possible, you know, because you can expand who you're, it's not like it used to be where you were staying local in your area, craft shows, things like that. You can sell online and build a brand, you know, around your things and then be able to make more money off of them or get more money for them. Oh, I think I keep trying to go the wrong way. Not that it really matters, but since I already started going in this direction, I should keep going this way. To the right. This will be my last ruffle, you guys. Last ruffle layer. And then we can finish her off. Robin said, I love how this egg is turning out. Thanks, Robin. I like it too. It's cute. Peggy said, would it work if you used one ruffle per side and you put your marker pins at 1.5 inches? It would show more of the fabric. Yes, exactly. That's what I was saying a couple of minutes ago. I wish I had done that. I wish I'd have showed a little bit more of the center and brought those pins out a touch. It wouldn't have had to been much because they were 1 inch here. So yeah, coming out 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 of an inch further, I think would have made it so that you could just do one ruffle and shown more of the inner fabric. And I think that would have been really cute, especially with these specific, whoops, I bent it. Let me try to get it in there anyway. with these specific fabrics, because I can't do it. Because they are really pretty. I like them. Sally said, oh, puppies love it. The puppies smile. I love the puppies' smiles, Becky said. That in that picture, they do look like they have big smiles, don't they? I need to get a new picture, though, and put it up there. Dana said, Sally, I'm just making them for me, but I do want one for every season and celebration. I love wreaths. I have them hanging on my... I have one in my kitchen, like just under the cabinets. I have them hanging from my hutch in my dining room. I put them on every door. I don't have a lot of spring wreaths, I was realizing this year. I only have a couple. And they're more Eastery than, I mean, they're spring, but they're Eastery. So after this weekend, I'm going to need to find some other spring ones to decorate with. I've never made wreaths. I've seen people in our Facebook group make wreaths and hang these ornaments like down from the center, which is really cute. Tony said, night everyone, have a blessed Easter. You too, Tony. Christy said, we have an 85% chance of snow tomorrow. We need the moisture, only 1 to 2 inches, but we'll take it. Yeah, we haven't had much rain here either. We have had no snow, of course, but it's been pretty dry here as well. We had a little sprinkle just a little while ago, and it looked like it was gonna like downpour, but it didn't. I think they actually just started another burn ban here because it's so dry and windy. Tammy said, just to share the outcome of tonight's experiment, flannel is way too bulky for an angel. She's cute, but she has no neck. Tammy calls the angels that come out like that the bless her heart angels. And we have a few of those too around the shop. Tammy said, I forget to take wreaths down. I do sometimes, like, especially if it's like, I don't know, like I have a small like little loft upstairs, and so sometimes I'll hang a wreath on the door up there, and I will forget about that one because I don't really go up there very often. Not every day anyway. So places like that, I will forget. Marge said, I made a wreath for my she shed. I need to make one for each season. I love that. Kat said we used to go cut grapevines and twist them into wreaths and decorate them. That's like legit wreath making, Kat. I feel like maybe I should have made this ruffle a little further down. I shouldn't have eyeballed, I should have measured. Hopefully I can cover all this raw edge with a band. because I still have quite a bit of raw edge there. It's getting bulky up here. Lots to pin through. Okie dokie. You guys, by the way, I'm doing like a quick finish off with the end of my ruffle, but if you wanted to be like perfectly consistent with your ruffle, you could actually fold it under itself to make it look like another ruffle and tuck that up under your first ruffle, and it'll almost look continuous. Okay. I can't wait to put something in the center of this. So we got a band, and I'm going to try to make this kind of wide because looking at my big pile of, you know what I'm actually going to have to do? I'm going to have to kind of work it. I'm going to have it be more narrow at the top and then maybe widen it out just a bit at the bottom. Let's get some of these off of here now, because if I wait, I'm going to regret it. Oh. Once they start, it's like it does not end. So I'm basically, like, as I fold this band, I'm sort of widening it down here towards the bottom. Where it's a little bit wider. And then now I'm going back up to where it's more narrow. And my band also has the edges. This is some super shedding fabric. I'm trying to remember. I think that this one is Maywood Studios. Okay. There we go. Marge said, Cat, I've done that. Lots of vines in our woods. Little lady. Oh, little lady. I have your name. It's been a while. Judy. Judy said, I need a she shed. I used to call the shop my she shed, but it's not mine anymore. I'm not down there anymore. Rebecca said, with all of my craft stuff, I need a barn, not a shed. Leslie said, my sister makes traditional native dream catchers with the dried grapevines. Oh, that's cool. Barb said, don't we all need a she shed? Yeah, exactly. Oh, the dogs are going together. They're like, what are you doing in there? It's been 2 hours. Dana said, the folks who are making money with the wreaths are making them absolutely enormous. They're beautiful but huge. I don't know if I've seen those. Christy said, Rebecca, I agree. I have a craft room, fabrics, and a bling room. You know what? I was literally thinking to myself, as soon as I started like thinking about the sewing stuff, I was like, gosh, I'm going to need like a space to lay out bigger pieces of fabric. I'm used to doing everything small scale like this. And suddenly I'm like, I don't know if I have enough space in this room for sewing. I hope I do. I'm going to have to make it work. Becky said, when I was in Virginia, my sister had a St. Patrick's Day wreath on the front door, and a robin built a nest and laid 5 beautiful eggs. One hatched today. The wreath is up until the babies are gone. That's amazing. Yeah, definitely don't want to move that wreath. So we have, okay. We have the little crochet flowers. I could do, so here's the crochet flower, and I was thinking no matter what, I wanted to use like the coral bead. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at here. And I'm going to put something on the top too, guys. Or butterfly. Or I guess both. You could do both. Oh, that might be cute. A little butterfly on top of the crochet flower. What do you guys think? Louise said, that's beautiful. Kat said, you work it, girl. Go, girl. I know the band. Carol said, the ruffle is gorgeous. What a lot of work for sure. It's fun, though, because it's kind of mindless once you get going. Dana said, I once had a wreath on my door that had a bird's nest in it. And then the neighborhood cat got it. Christy said, Becky, one day I was in the garden and watched a bird get under the eaves. Later, I heard a babies chirping. When winter came, I called someone to get the nest out and block the opening. Perfect. Woohoo, yay, Kat said. Thank you. Okay, we have both. Flower. I like the coral bead and flower. Both. Flower and butterfly. Both. All three. Flower, butterfly, and bead is perfect. Okay, we have a couple people saying just the flower, but it looks like most people are saying both. So we'll do the coral, bead, butterfly, and the flower. Definitely the flower is going to help hide that big old hole that I have in the middle. Let's arrange that a little differently. Well, if that isn't the cutest. So cute. Peggy said just the butterfly. Leslie said both. Oh, Dana said it was a fake nest on the wreath, by the way. Oh, Rita said, Stacey, you can tell you've been gardening. You're getting a nice tan on your hands. So jealous. Weather here in Canada is still yucky. You know what? And look at this tan line I have from my watch. That's so cute. You guys, I'm tickled about that one. So I do need to figure out a bow of some kind. I do have my scrap bucket here because I thought I'd look through that first. Put away my iPad. You know what? I can't remember what we did for the bow on the original one. Let me look at it. I'm just curious. Let's scroll and see. Band. Oh, I took it off the, oh, there's no bow. We just did a band. We did 2 bands on this original one. And then the hidden pin trick, and then just a topper for this one. Interesting. No bow on the original club kit version of this, but we did do the butterfly. And there's 2 holes in that butterfly, which might be hard to see on camera, but there's 2 beads here in the original. Interesting. I kind of feel like this one needs a bow. It's an Easter basket, guys. So that's pretty. This is a big old piece of ribbon. This is not even a scrap. This is like a whole thing. That's pretty though, it matches. That's too bright, I think. Oh, that's cute. That might be not the right green though. We need a green, guys. I won't forget the other side. Leslie said, don't forget the other side. You know what? I wanted to lay it down for a second to put the bow on and stuff. And so, but don't worry, I won't. I will not forget. I say that so adamantly. Watch me forget. You guys, the green, this is a weird green too. Like this is way too, that's way too bright. We need like a muted green. But not like a Christmas green. This is not right. I mean, that's not awful, but it's not as bad as the lime, but it's not right. And it's only one little strip too. Yeah, that's not right. For once, the perfect green is not so perfect. I'm looking in the camera because it's easier for me to see since this basket is like all in front of me. And also I feel like the light shining down and looking at it in the video is giving me a better indication of what matches or not. What's this one? I don't know, guys. We might have a tough time with this. Pink. I mean, I could always add in a little white. Suzanne said, perfect, beautiful. Thanks, Suzanne. Kathy said, I wish I had this pattern, so darn adorable. Thank you, Kathy. It is cute, right? I feel like I need to make more of these. It's been so long since I have revisited this one. Kat said a small, tight bow. You know, we could do one of those little, just little itty-bitty bows with the pink. That might be cute. I like that idea, Kat. Kimberly said, I really love this egg. It's wonderful how many different and cute patterns that there are to do on them. Thank you, Kimberly. It is wonderful. Tammy said, I have a sage green sitting here right next to me that looks like it would match perfect. I need that one, Tammy. Christy said, coral yellow and pink. Oh, soft yellow, yes. Marge, Christy, I think you're right. Yellow might be really pretty. Some white, Becky said. Belinda said, have you got some sheer green? That's the problem. The green is so weird. It's always a weird one. Let me look on my rack. Yeah, none of the greens I have are right. What did I use the other day when we used these fabrics? I can't remember. Yeah, none of those greens are right. I think I might have to stick with the pink and the white and then maybe just making a small bow anyway. Here is like a sheer white, which I like. That is nice. Let's dig way down in here for a second and see. That is too like tan. It looked pink by itself and then I laid it on here and it looks more like a tan, not really so pink. I think I might mess with what I have here, but just trying with a small little bow. I like that shimmery one better than that. Okay. Let's try this. I'm thinking doing the tiny bow trick and maybe doing like not putting it on the bottom, putting it on the top, maybe doing like a bow like that and then just one little white one on top of it. Alice said coral and light yellow. Yellow's another one I don't have much of, you guys. Did you guys see any yellow in there? I saw the dark yellow. I hardly have any yellow ribbon. I'm looking on my rack and I don't even see any yellow there. I know I have to have something. I guess I really haven't used much yellow before. I think what I'll do is I'll have a definite front to this egg. And I'll lean it a little bit towards the front. Kind of like that. I might make the tails a little shorter. But let me put a white one right on top and see what that looks like. We're definitely going into like the very cutesy territory with this style that we're doing here. Let me put a bead on this, if this is the top bow. Sylvia said there is some light blue in the material. That's true, there is. Light coral, Becky said. And I think I read yours, Alice, the coral and light yellow. And the coral is definitely, I feel like, would be a good accent color for the, and it kind of brings out that rose gold, like the coral and the rose gold butterfly, I think are all kind of like pulling it together. So I made this one a little smaller. It looks like a little present. I actually think that's just adorable. Alice said I would absolutely love a basket of ribbon. Carol said, why does that wide white polka dot ribbon look familiar? Yeah, right? There's probably a lot of ones in there that look familiar. Alice said, like that. Hey, Dubravka. Dubravka said, hello, Stacy, just popping in to say hello. I'm back to my company. I will watch replay. I love what you're making. Beautiful. Good night. Hopefully we will catch you tomorrow, Dubravka. Belinda said maybe a ribbon strip all the way around and finish with the bow on top. You know, I meant to look and see if I had like a lace, because I think a lace around the outside edge would be super adorable too. Jerry said, how much fabric are you using to make the ruffles? How much fabric are you using to make, oh, I think it just repeated. It was about 20, was it 20 inches? Let me pull this over here. The pattern comes with a printable supply list. The one that I use for the ruffles is these, so it's 1¼ inches by 20 inch strips for your ruffle fabric. And then again, you can play with that. If you want to make tighter ruffles closer together, then you'll need a little bit more. And if you make wider apart ruffles, then you could get away with less. Kat said, I was thinking a small tight gift bow with 1 inch loops, but that looks good too. Nancy K said, so cute. Sylvia said, love it. Let me put the other side on. You know, we could even do the other, hang on a minute, guys. Let me try that. I was thinking we could even maybe do the other bow on the other side, which would actually beef up the bow a little bit. And then make it so that either side could be the front facing side. And then we could stick a hanger right down in between. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do before I commit to that? I'm going to stick my hanger in there. Okay. Can't even put the ends together. Marge said yes, the second bow. 20 inches. 20 inches, Jerry. We'll do... I was almost thinking about trying to work a butterfly up there, but I think that would be too much. We'll have a couple beads up there. And I think this is going to get partially covered up anyway, which is why I wanted to get it up there now. Bloop. This is like so cutesy. It's funny because I just got a new bedspread and it came yesterday, and it's like pink and roses, and it's about the most cutesy thing ever. And I feel like I don't know, I'm just in a cutesy mode lately because this is definitely the same vibe. Carol said the double-sided bow is perfect. Thanks, Carol. It's coming together. It's coming together. I was a little nervous because none of the ribbons looked like they were going to work. Robin said, love the egg. Oh, that's too small. Too small. Let's get you a little bigger. Tammy said, I think I'm going to load up my shopping cart and wait for Diamond to be released and add her tomorrow. I just realized I need more halos. You reminded me I need more halos too, Tammy, because I still haven't gone down and gotten more halos. From like 2 weeks ago, I still haven't gotten more halos. There we go. This thing is meant to sit. It's meant to sit upright. So now we just have to finish this guy. This side. Okay, this egg is heavy. It doesn't want to sit properly. These coral beads are perfect for this color, the colors in this fabric. It's very satisfying to cover up that hole in the center. I'm a little zoomed out, you guys. I didn't really realize how far out I was. A little bright too, huh, with the lights. Let's see. So cute. So adorable. A labor of love for sure. Kat said that's so cute. Nancy T said, I love this egg, so pretty. Martha said, this is just so fun. You're a creative genius. I don't know about that, Martha, but thank you. It's almost cottagey Victorian for me. Yeah, it does have a cottage vibe, doesn't it? Thank you, though. Belinda said, a green bow would have been too much green. Good choice on the pink and white. I think if it had been the right one, maybe, but yeah, the pink and white ended up looking pretty cute up there. And I think a gift bow style would have been just fine too, honestly. I think probably a couple of different ways of doing it would have been cute. I might trim up the tails just a little bit. I'm not sure though, because I kind of like the over-the-top cutesy. Alice said so sweet. Barb said really pretty. Thank you guys. Nancy said beautiful. Leslie said very cute. Robin said great job, Stacy. Thanks, you guys. Kimberly said love it. Night all. Good night, Kimberly. Kathy said good night, everyone. Happy Easter. Brian said wonderful egg. Thanks, Brian. I was wondering if you were still here. You guys, this was really fun. It was kind of like an experiment because well, not an experiment, but I was like, is this going to work? Because I hadn't made one in so long. So thank you for doing my practice egg with me. Tammy, see you tomorrow. Yes, I will. Barring anything crazy happening, let's hope not, I will be here tomorrow for Finishing Friday. And I've got a couple more angels, but I also have some other like hangers and bows to finish. So we'll see what we end up getting into tomorrow. I hope that I will see you guys tomorrow, whatever time it may be. Hopefully it'll be a little closer to like the 4 or 5-ish and not so late like it was tonight. But I appreciate you hanging out with me, especially so late tonight, you guys. Alice said, a very nice image for before bed. Thanks, Alice. Nancy said, I really enjoyed this one. Thank you. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you so much for hanging out all this time. It was a long one tonight. Debbie said, thumbs up for Stacy. Thanks, guys. And I see all the hearts. Thank you. Carol said, super thumbs up for Stacy Ann. Thank you, Carol. Sherry said, beautiful. Martha said, thanks for a really nice night, all. Thank you, Martha. Barbara said, just got home. Love the egg. Leslie, good night to you too. Becky said Easter blessings to all. Happy Easter to you too, Becky. I hope you guys, for those of you who I don't see tomorrow, I hope you have a wonderful Easter and weekend. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow though. Marge said happy Easter. Love the egg. See you tomorrow. Kat said simply gorgeous. Night, Robin. Phil said really pretty. You're still here, Phil. Have a good night. Tammy said, I'm ready to try it now. Oh, good. I'm so glad, Tammy. Oh, Helena, happy Easter to you, too. You too, Nancy T. All right, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Have an awesome rest of your night, and happy ornamenting. See you tomorrow.